row. He came on in relief of the injured Jim McMahon against Detroit week before last. Up front, he'll have Lindsey and McDaniel, Adam Schreiber, Scott Adams, and Tim Irwin. Barry Word will open at running back. Anthony Carter, who caught 10 last week, is joined by Chris Carter and Kadri Ismail at wide receivers, and Steve Jordan is the tight end. And here is Sean Salisbury, 3-1 as a starter last year, his second start of the season this afternoon. Throws on first down, looks right all the way, fires it out for Jordan, who makes the catch at the 27-yard line. And Mike Kroll, along with Tyrone Braxton, make the stop. Defensively for the Broncos, it's Williams, Cragen, and Shane Dronette up front. The linebackers, Fletcher, Wyman, Mecklenburg, and Mike Kroll, who just made the last tackle. And in the secondary, Lilo Lang starts for an injured Charles Dimry. Atwater, Smith, and Braxton are the others. And that running attack up the middle, Barry Word doesn't get much out near the 30-yard line, where he'll be short at first down. Sean Salisbury, whose wife Kim grew up in the Cherry Hill section of Denver. So Sean last night was third down. Caught. First down, Denver. Jordan with his second grab. And after a brisk and quick walk up from the field, I'm joined by my partner. Welcome back.
Well, I know why they call it Mile High Stadium, Vern. There's no air here. It's even worse than when I was playing. But defensively today, the Broncos are probably the best team on first and second down. So watch for the Vikings to come out and throw the ball on play action early in the game.
First down and 10. We'll let you catch your breath. Here's Barry Word heading left with Mike Tice leading the way. And Word gets a couple out near the 38-yard line. Kroll and Dan Williams make the tackle. Brian Billick, the offensive coordinator, was appointed to that spot in week 2, replacing Jack Burns. Brian Billick, who began his collegiate career just down I-25 at the Air Force Academy.
And he knows that the altitude can be a problem here in Denver, especially when it comes to substitutions. He's going to have to keep an eye on all his receivers.
Second and 8. Blitz. Salisbury is caught and dropped. Carl Mecklenburg, the 76th sack of his career.
And Mecklenburg is number 77. He's going to come right up the gut. You see him lining up as a down lineman here. Told me he's played every defensive position in his career with the Broncos except in the secondary. That time he went in there and got his 7th sack of the season.
That brings up a third down and 17. Carl Mecklenburg, 11th round or 12th round draft pick out of Minnesota 11 years ago. Roger Craig is in the lineup out of the shotgun. Salisbury goes deep left side, incomplete. Chris Carter couldn't make the grab. Lilo Lang was defending. It'll be 4th down.
They are the best defense in third down conversions in the entire NFL, about 31%. And that's Charlie Walters, defensive coordinator. He says the key, though, for good defense on third down is good defense on first and second down.
Harry Newsom is on to punt. And Glenn Milburn is back to return it. He waits at the 23. That's a dandy by Newsom. Excellent punt. Milburn at the 17-yard line. Gets a block. Derek Tennell knocks him out of bounds at the 36-yard line. So John Elway and the Broncos come on after a 54-yard punt and a 19-yard return. 60-16 in his career as a starter at Mile High. John Elway. Up front, it's Zimmerman, Nylander, Wydell, Habib. Zimmerman and Habib, of course, are former Vikings. Russell Freeman, the other offensive lineman. Bernstein in the backfield. Johnson, Russell, Shannon Sharp, and Reggie Johnson. First and 10 from the 35. No score. Broncos' first possession of the ball game. And Elway, for the 4th consecutive game, they have had a turnover on their first possession. 4 games in a row now. And Fred Strickland makes the recovery as John Elway can't handle the center snap.
Really unusual for Elway to drop a center snap, working with Dave Wydell. But it was a perfect snap by Wydell. Elway just wasn't ready for it. And now the scramble's on. Strickland reaches out and pulls it in. And the Vikings take over inside the 35.
That is only the 4th fumble recovery all season by the Minnesota Vikings. They have had a problem in getting turnovers. And that one was given to them. Here's Barry Word to the 30-yard line.
But you have this type of weather conditions, Vernon, you're going to expect to see turnovers. Probably some interceptions, but the fumble there, very unusual. First play, offensive play for Denver.
Welcome those of you who are watching the 49ers in Tampa Bay. We have no score. The Vikings with a second down. Here comes the blitz. And out of the backfield, Steve Jordan with his 3rd catch. Gets it to the 30-yard line. He and Dennis Smith exchange words.
That's going to be a real good matchup all day long. One of the premier tight ends in Steve Jordan. And, of course, one of the all-time great strong safeties, Dennis Smith. Smith said he told me that he learned how to play strong safety way back when he was a USC teammate of Ronnie Lott's. Lott was the strong safety on that Trojan ball club, and Smith was the weak safety. And just watching Ronnie Lott helped Dennis a lot.
There you see the 49ers' big win over Tampa Bay. Here, no score, 3rd and 4, Minnesota. Salisbury under his center, 1 running back. And the blitz is not coming this time. Here's Salisbury, has a man wide open. Anthony Carter trips up at the 5-yard line. Looked like Carter was going to stroll in, and he may have tripped himself.
He absolutely tripped himself, Vern. Dennis Smith got his hands on him, but he spun away. Watch the good pass by Salisbury. Threads the needle in here to Carter, who makes a wonderful catch. Now he's going to trip himself right about the 5-yard line. His feet get tangled up there, and he was looking for another defender. There's the defender, Atwater, and trips down just about at the 1-yard line.
Anthony Carter, who caught 10 last week, 27 yards on that one.
Has to be real disappointed he didn't get in the end zone.
Barry Word is the running back. Play action. Salisbury fumbles the ball. There's a scramble for it, and I believe Denver has it.
Mecklenburg with another big play for the Broncos. And the ball is not wet. The ball is a drive football. But both Salisbury now and Elway have fumbled. Looked like Salisbury reached the ball out, and it hit Barry Word's elbow and then went on the ground. And then Sean just couldn't get control of it after it was on the ground. Big turnover.
Turnovers even at 1-1. Scoreless game intact. Elway hands it off to Bernstein, who is stuffed in the backfield. John Randall, 93, leads the way.
And number 25, Vincey Glenn, former teammate of Rod Bernstein's in San Diego. Spent last night having dinner together. But Rod told me Friday afternoon that he's just going to have to tell Vincey, if I get the chance, I'm going to have to run over you, pal. Well, that time Vincey had some help.
Robert Del Pino checks into the backfield with Bernstein now on 2nd down and 10. No score. Early first quarter. Elway, Bernstein slips the tackle of Carlos Jenkins and moves the ball out near the 17-yard line before Jack Del Rio makes the stop, a gain of 9. Viking defense, Dolman, Randall, Thomas, and Barker, they are having an excellent season
In the pass route, so that could be an advantage for Minnesota.
3rd and Howard, the head coach, was Jim Fassel. He actually recruited John out of high school in 1980. And John, of course, an illustrious All-American career at Stanford. 3rd and 1. That's going to be close. Real close.
Yep.
Eric Gulliford is back to return this punt. And Tom Ruin is ready to kick it on 4th and 1. Turnovers now even at 1-1 as these two teams meet for only the 8th time ever, Minnesota and Denver. And the first time here since 1984. Nice high punt. Gulliford, fair catch. Makes the grab at the 37-yard line. First down and 10. Up the middle, Barry Word to the 40-yard line. Of the game, here is Minnesota with a second down and 7. Throws it deep, almost picked off by Dennis Smith. Salisbury was average age of the 52 players, 26 years. Here's Salisbury. Fires it, intercepted. Picked off by Robinson, and he's got the ball at the 31-yard line. Frank Robinson's first interception. And a return of 13 yards.
This turnover hurts all.
Shannon Sharp in motion. Elway. Safety valve pass to Johnson, the tight end. And he moves it down to the 25-yard line where Fred Strickland
Up the gut.
Elway will go out of the shotgun, and Glenn Milburn checks into the backfield beside him. Second down, 4-man rush. Elway will scramble and finds his receiver open. It's Milburn, and he's tackled at the 21-yard line. That'll be close for the first down. Fred Strickland with a tackle and a gain of 5. Well, we'll bring you up to date. Green Bay wins a big ball game in New Orleans. 49ers win big. The Giants defeat Washington. Miami, Don Shula wins number 325, and Houston rolls over Cincinnati 38-3.
I did a television show here the other night with a local sports writer named Woody Page, who predicted that Cincinnati would beat Houston.
Did he? No wonder we haven't seen Woody in the area for a while. Rod Bernstein is back in the backfield. Flag is down. So's Elway. Chris Dolman got him after Roy Barker applied the initial pressure.
And Roy Barker also jumped off sides. Got into that neutral zone.
Glenn Milburn checked back in on 1st and 10 from the 15. 1st and 5. Right? Left side, Shannon Sharp to the 4-yard line. And now it'll be 1st and goal, a gain of 11.
That's the difference in this Bronco offense this year from past years. There's nobody in the backfield with Elway. All his 5 receivers are on the line of scrimmage. He reads the open man. It's Shannon Sharp. He takes the ball inside the 5, and the Broncos are in business. Elway had to get rid of that ball because he was facing some real pressure right up the middle from John Randall.
Bernstein back in on 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. No score. Broncos 1st and goal at the Minnesota 4. Bernstein. And that's a pickup of 1 down near the 3-yard line.
Yeah, I played 1 year with Rod Bernstein in San Diego, Vern, and that was 7 years ago. And he is finally, in his own words, the featured back. Remember, he came in the league as a tight end. He was supposed to be the heir apparent to Kellen Winslow in San Diego. That didn't work out. Coaching staffs changed. They put Rod at fullback, but then he had to share time with Marion Butts. Here in Denver, he's the main guy and happy about it.
And he is the big guy at 245.
Yes, he is.
And then they swing in Milburn at 180. Here's Elway back. He's thrown for 15 of these this year, but this won't be another one. John Elway has really improved his touchdown pass.
12 years ago when he was at the University of Stanford.
3rd and goal from the 4. Del Pino comes in, split backs with Rod Bernstein. Elway looks back across the field. Nobody there. Then fires it deep. Caught. Touchdown. Derek Russell. Patience pays off.
And did that look like Joe Montana throwing to Dwight Clark in the catch when the 49ers beat the Cowboys? Just staying alive by the quarterback. Elway could have stepped out of bounds. He could have thrown the ball away, but he forced the defense to commit and then lofted it over their heads for the easy touchdown. Great play by John Elway.
Derek Russell's 3rd touchdown catch of 1993, and it comes on his 27th reception of the season. Jason Elam. He is on to tack on the extra point. Blocked. How about that? How about that? Tim Irwin, number 76. The longtime veteran tackle who was one of only. Here's Cotney Ismail. And he's down at the 20-yard line.
To look at and think about.
So on 2nd and 1, Salisbury on a timing pattern, perfect pass, and Anthony Carter slips up again. This time, he did not trip on his own himself for the second time. That's a gain of 30, first down 10 at the 40. And here's Roger Craig. Flag is down. This one's going to come back. Staff and coached John Elway. He was reminiscing about John as a college quarterback with us last night. First down and 20, 6-0 Broncos. Blitz. Salisbury, deep left side, man coverage, and it's a diving grab. Perfectly thrown and caught. Anthony Carter with 18 catches in the last 2 weeks, and what a big grab that was. Officially call this the 11-yard line. They can get a first down without the touchdown. Craig hit at the line of scrimmage and manages to get, maybe 6 feet. He left the game, but he's inactive today. Second down and 7. Into the end zone, Carter. And he was open in the pass a little high. John Salisbury told us last night he hoped it snowed today. He got his wish. Timing pattern, end zone, Anthony Carter. No good. Out of bounds. Carter says yes. The official, whose authority will prevail, said Dane Durnett and the field goal defensive team that's on. Harry Newsom will hold. And Fawad Reveus, 14 of 18 for the year, this from 25 yards out. And the Vikings are on the board. That will cut the margin in half. 185 in a row. The stadium now holds 76,000. But not every seat is filled today. There's some less than Hardy Bronco fans.
Well, I'm just proud I have something to do with that record, Vern. Played here 15 times, and they were all here then. Those times.
And a lot of times very close to you over on that visiting bench, right?
Yeah, I think that they had a real home field advantage. They have security now behind the benches in this stadium. But back then, they let them hang all over the fence onto our bench.
Reveus with the kickoff. Derek Russell has it for the Broncos. And he's got a lot of room. All down at the 50. The tackle made by one of the fastest men of the Vikings, Kadri Ismail. But a 49-yard kickoff return for Derek Russell.
It really seems like Ismail's had to...
Kickoff return this season for Denver. Milburn stays in the lineup, gets the handoff, and goes right. Vincie Glenn up around the shoulders, but Milburn moves it to the 23-yard line. A 26-yard gain. Final play of the quarter. Out of the shotgun. Elway lobs it to Milburn. And he is down at the 15-yard line. That's a game.
Distributing the ball to all your offensive weapons.
A plethora of potential receivers.
God bless you.
And I did it without sneezing. First and goal at the 8. Milburn back in. Arthur Marshall comes wide right. Russell in the slot. They hand it to Milburn. Tries to dance to the outside, and he is caught and dropped, and here come the flags. Todd Scott. Whoops.
Well, the fans would have loved it, that's for sure. Especially those South Enders here at Mile High.
Right. First and goal at the 6. Out of the shotgun, Elway again. 4-man rush by the Vikings. Elway goes left, one hopper. Incomplete. It was thought by Tony Dungy, the defensive coordinator. 5-man rush. Flag is down, so is Milburn, and then there's another flag, and that one, Robert Harris is the guilty party on the personal foul. First and goal from the 3. High formation. Del Pino, the short back, and Bernstein, the deep man. It's Del Pino. Touchdown, Denver.
That's 5 rushing touchdowns this year for Robert Del Pino. A quick hitter over the left side behind Nylander and center Dave Wydell. And he got in rather easily.
Robert Del Pino, an erstwhile Los Angeles Ram. And the Broncos used the kickoff return of Russell to set up this very short touchdown drive of 49 yards. Maddox will hold. Elam will kick it. This time, the hold is perfect. And the kick is as well.
And Henry Thomas, but talk about sweet revenge. Watch right guard Brian Habib working with Russell Freeman just wipe Randall down inside and allow Del Pino to cut off their block and get in the end zone. Broncos are a little bit bigger up front this year with the addition of Habib at 300 pounds and Freeman's a 290-pounder going against the smaller John Randall and Henry Thomas.
Jason Elam will kick it off for the Broncos, who are up 13-3. Kadri Ismail has it at the 7-yard line. Flag is down. So
since 1984, but the Vikings have had 5 penalties and 2 major turnovers, 1 turnover when they were on the Bronco 1-yard line.
Now Minnesota has a first down at the 10. Steve Jordan starts in motion. The toss goes to Barry Word and a sweep to the right. And he gets good blocking and moves it out across the 20 or right at the 20-yard line.
And it was the most difficult place because weird things happen here, Vern. And don't ask me to explain it. We lost the game here one time when our field goal kicker hit the upright 3 times in one game. Lost 7-0.
Up the middle on first down and 10. Barry Word out to the 23-yard line. That's a gain of 4. Well, we've got a good one here. Let's go back to Greg Gumbel in the second down and 6. Salisbury, short set. Puts it out to Steve Jordan. That is his 4th catch. Steve came in needing 10 catches to climb into a tie for number 3 on the list of tight ends catching passes in the history of the National Football League. He's tying with Jackie Smith. The number 1 on that list is Ozzie Newsome.
And the number 2 guy was a teammate of mine, Kellen Winslow. And Jordan is as close to Winslow as I've seen in the NFL. Good receiver and a good blocker.
3rd and 2. Wentz. The catch is made at the 30, but that it will be enough for the first down. They are going to rule forward progress just with 11:22 remaining. Salisbury, right side. Jordan. First down at the 43-yard line. That's a combination that has worked very effectively today. That's a gain of 14. Fumble. Picked up on a bounce, then dropped by Braxton. But the Broncos do recover. Tyrone Braxton. Turnover number 3.
Boy, this ball pops loose inside here. It was a nice gain for the Vikings and Word. And it looked like Carl Mecklenburg, as he spun out of the block, got his left arm out there and popped the ball loose, totally by accident. But I told you, weird things happen here, Vern. Watch Mecklenburg's left hand just come flying back as he was pivoting away from the block. Ball bounces out to Braxton, and the Broncos are in business again.
And not far to go. 37 yards out. Here's Elway. Deep drop screen pass. Caught by Bernstein. Spilled at the 28-yard line by Carl Lee and Vinci. To this first half. 3 turnovers for the Vikings now. Second down and 1. Shannon Sharp starts in motion. Elway deep. Man open. No catch. That's the field judge, Richard Reels, who wears number 83. Sharp in motion. They hand it off to Del Pino. He's stuffed and the flag is down.
Boy, and I bet
penalties and 3 turnovers.
They need to hit the reset button.
Exactly. Elway comes right. He'll run it. And Elway is down at the 14-yard line, a gain of 8. Tackle
for the Broncos. Showed it that time, didn't he?
Second and 2. He gained 8. I formation again. Bernstein for a couple down near the 13-yard line. Chris Dolman, number 56, with a tackle. Look at the problems the Vikings. 3. Del Pino and Bernstein in the backfield. Here's the toss, and Del Pino goes left. Has the first down at the 10-yard line. Dallas continues.
About a 10.
Oh, dear. First and goal at the 10. Elway out of the shotgun. There's motion again. Dolman may have come offside. Elway throws it away. Had a free play, but it looks like it.
They said it was a false start by his left tackle. That's Zimmerman. He never moved.
That's the first penalty against Denver. It'll be first and goal from the 15. Jackson, touchdown. Vance Johnson, who was a Bronco, then was traded to Minnesota last of the week, was cut, re-signed for a considerably reduced salary by the Denver Broncos. And the only remaining amigo makes the touchdown grab. And we'll pay a fine for that.
No, it didn't go in the stands.
Oh, it didn't?
It hit the screen. Came back at him. He's hurting a little bit because that was a great effort to lay out, knowing that the big hit was coming from Vincey Glenn. But it's his third touchdown catch, a fourth touchdown catch of the year, and his 34th from Mr. Elway.
And John Elway has thrown for 2 here in the first half of play.
I don't know what's better on this play, Vern, the throw or the catch. But anyway, you
look. The kickoff by Jason Elam, Kadri Ismail at the 3. Dangerous.
We talked about how Sean Salisbury threw the ball too hard for Chris Carter. Watch this hard.
Who limped off the field. They're checking his knee, but I think he's going to be all right.
He said he was treating this game as a tryout for the Vikings. Felt he never really got a chance when he was with the Vikings this summer. I think he's passed his tryout.
Well, Denny Green said something last night about the reason they cut him so quickly is they decided that he would never start in Minnesota. And they didn't want to cut either of the young receivers, so they let him go. Why did they trade for him?
Absolutely. That's the question I was going to ask. Time and have a shot coming out in the second half.
Salisbury, right side. That's good for a first down. Chris Carter makes the catch.
You just have to kind of bite the bullet and do your normal thing. Having a good afternoon so far.
Blitz, Mecklenburg, down the middle, Jordan. Boy, did they read that one right. All the way down to the 10-yard line. What a great read by Salisbury on the blitz on that pass and catch. Steve Jordan with his 6th grab of the day.
And this is really where the Vikings miss, like the Broncos.
Second down at the 8-yard line, 20-3. Denver leads it. Salisbury rolls to his left, pulls out, man wide open. Chris Carter, touchdown. Reveus. The extra point is up, and it is good. And so quickly, the Vikings retaliate.
There's Brian Billick, offensive coordinator.
Shoulda.
Woulda.
Here's Reveus. And that'll be a touchback as Glenn Milburn drops to one knee.
A little bit of confusion on the part of the Broncos secondary. And remember, this is Frank Robinson out here. He's
touchdown catches, passes already today. Here's one of the few blitzes threatened by the Vikings. They're coming. The toss to Bernstein on the sweep right. And good defensive work against the run by Minnesota.
And the Vikings, what they all
pass. Second and 10. Shannon Sharp in motion to the left. Elway across the middle to Sharp.
You see Kozar getting a touchdown pass, Vernon, and you got to think that the Browns.
Del Pino's back in on 3rd and 1 officially. Here's the toss to Del Pino. Bernstein leads the way. And that's good for a first down out across the 30-yard line. 2:38 to go in the first half.
You know, John told me that there's when everybody's involved in the offense.
First and 10, Denver. They're up by 10. Left side, caught by Johnson, the tight end. Something fairly rare. He's not that involved in the passing game. Came in with only 12 catches today with a dislocated shoulder, but he is immaculately dressed, wearing a former Fox.
And you know, there's nobody out there that's going to go up and throw blood on him.
No, no, no. I saw him and John Elway talking before the game, and I think Elway was congratulating him on his clothes. Here's a flag down, and
I think this one's going to go against Russell Freeman.
See, now, I really like your nice coat. Somehow I don't think we'll see Elway as a similar kind of fashion. Help me out here.
I saw that you ordered the same thing.
There's a sack at the 15-yard line. Dolman. J.C. Pearson thought they had the fumble recovery. A loss of 16 yards.
It's a blitz off the slot by Pearson, Vern. Here he is, 24, coming in free.
1:48 to go before halftime. Minnesota has 2 timeouts remaining. High, but not terribly deep. Golliford has it the 40. And counter punches as far as the 45-yard line. Lilo Lang was defending at the 50-yard line. Broncos up by 10. Good protection. On a line for Carter with the catch. Dandy grab by Chris Carter.
There's nobody better in the league at making it one-handed.
That's a gain of 23. And this catch is made for Anthony Carter. And Atwater tries to take his head off, but he gets out of bounds at the 17-yard line.
They can afford to run the ball in this situation as well.
Little screen pass to Roger Craig. Roger Craig strolls in for the touchdown. And muffs the spike.
You think he'd be better at it? He's done it so many.
Hey, look, Mom, that's me. Reveas. And what looked like a Denver runaway at 20-3 is now a very close. Derek Russell gets by Jake Reed and scoots up the sidelines out of bounds in the vicinity of the Minnesota bench at the 33-yard line. Brian Billick played collegiately at Brigham Young after he started at the Air Force Academy. 39. The Broncos had to use all 3 of theirs. They lead by only 3 now. Rydell over the ball. Blitz coming. Elway goes deep to Shannon Sharp. What a perfect pass. They'll have to hurry. 45 seconds remaining in the half. A gain of 32.
But if there's a quarterback in the NFL that doesn't need to use timeouts, it's John Elway. Risky call there by Dungy going with the blitz. Sharp was man-to-man on Pearson. And now we've got
man rush by Minnesota. Elway across the middle. At the 33-yard line, tackle made by Carlos Jenkins.
You see the Vikings are in a zone defense now. They're not going to risk the blitz again.
And there's the spike by Elway, stopping the clock in a flat. Indeed. 14 seconds to go. 4-man rush again. Elway in the middle, caught at the 5-yard line. Shannon Sharp. Now they'll have to hurry and spike the ball. Can they get it set? See what a difference it makes. Here's Milburn at the 5. Big difference. They gain 10 yards after the 5-yard penalty. Jake Reed makes the tackle. 20-17 as we begin the second half. Elway, left side. Out to the 22-yard line, the catch made by Derek Russell, and the tackle made by. That'll move the ball out to the 25-yard line. Elway throws a rope, and a flag is now thrown in the offensive backfield. Holding 13. And here's Elway back, this time with protection. Comes right, screen pass. And a good defensive play by Henry Thomas, who was injured on the play. He made the tackle from behind. Now it's going to be a 12. Elway sacked and dropped. John Randall, who came in with 5.5 sacks for the season, Gets to Elway for that one. And Minnesota will have a chance to go on top, having scored at one point, 20-3. Not a terrific kick. Out of bounds at the 43-yard line of the Denver Broncos.
And how crucial was that personal foul penalty on the kickoff return by
2:54 in the first half. Flags are down.
We got a false start against the Vikings.
False start. Number 61 offense. 5 yards, moving prior to the snap. Still first down.
You know, one of the reasons the Vikings huddle on the sidelines and then run to the Vikings right now have 2 wide receivers and 2 tight ends, although Tunnell is lined up in the backfield.
And it'll be first down. Across the middle, and he has Carter on a crossing route. Chris Carter gets a downfield block and then fumbles out of bounds. He was down by contact inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. And Barry Word slips and falls. One of the first times we've seen anybody slip on 10. Rockies don't just play here. They draw $4.5 million here. Salisbury almost picked off. Flag is down. We may have an interference call from the 3. Craig has it. Spilled at the 2.
Boy, real nice play by Dan Wood.
And in the backfield, Randall McDaniel, the guard, to provide the blocking punch, but not enough of it as Craig is stopped at the 1.
Now, McDaniel did his job, but Derek
McDaniel loads it up to the right side. Play action. Salisbury, nobody open. Now fires it away in the end zone for Mike Tice.
Boy, and you don't think the Vikings.
Fawad Rivera. 19-yard attempt is up and good. And with 9 minutes and 41 seconds remaining, on draft pick to take a former Clemson quarterback as a defensive back. Well, Charlie Waters came in and played a very distinguished career at both quarterback and strong safety, and as a star of the special teams. Charlie Waters with Cliff Harris, one of the best tandems in a defensive backfield to lead the Cowboys. 13 years, 3 Pro Bowls, 9 playoff interceptions in his career. I saw him get 3 of those in one game against Chicago.
And his 17-point lead has disappeared because his defense is not getting pressure on Salisbury, something he was worried about when we talked to him on Friday. Said the Vikings like to use little tiny splits in their offensive line and max protect the quarterback. It's working for him.
Here's Milburn with the kickoff. 20-20 is the score. And Glenn Milburn gets it back to the 25-yard line.
Who won earlier today against New Orleans.
Exactly. Robert Del Pino's in the backfield, and the shotgun is used by the Broncos. Here's Del Pino. 50 moves. And Robert Del Pino is out to the 34-yard line.
You know, Vern, I really don't mind broadcasting this type of ball game when they come out in the shotgun on first down. We've had over Emperor. Thumbs up on this game.
All right. Here's Elway back, left side. Flag is down. There's something we've seen today. Del Pino. So there's a wall of sound that is so much a part of the game. Here's Del Pino on second down out across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
Yeah.
Elway threw for 5 touchdown passes in that game. A 42-21 victory. Another flag. Here's Elway. Shannon Sharp gets by J.C. Pearson. Gets a block downfield from Vance Johnson. And is out of bounds at the 3-yard line, but there is a flag down.
It looks like it's coming back. Yeah.
2 in the penalty department. That's their 8th.
Oh, we got a tie game. Why not tie up the penalties too?
It was 6-0 Minnesota for a long time. Now it's 9-8 Minnesota. Screen pass, right side. Milburn doesn't get the block he needed.
Wonderful tackle there by Anthony Parker, the guy that was victimized a couple of weeks ago in that question.
Who was trying to get there for the block, and on 4th down, low snap, Ruin picks it up, line drive punt. Guilford at the 30. Downfield coverage is excellent for the Broncos. The tackle made by Jeff Mills number 52, a 44-yard punt, and 6 on the return. Making offensive backfields for the Vikings. On Wednesday nights, you'll find him at the bowling alley. He's a key member of the team that represents Fritz's Bar in Minneapolis. Flag is down. What a bulletin. There's a catch made at the 47-yard line, but bring it back. This is going to be a dead ball foul.
Right, but it will be in the highlight film, though.
Oh.
Great catch by Jordan.
False start. Number 83, offense. Moving prior to the snap.
Fritz's Bar on the back. A little upset that they're in third place, though.
The game clock.
Because it's important.
First down to 15. There's the draw play. It goes to Barry Word, and he gets about 2 of it back after the 31. Second down and 13. Salisbury, that ball appeared for the moment to have been tipped. Jordan can't make the catch. It'll be third down.
Yeah, it did get tipped there, Vernon, and that was a big play as the Broncos came with a second down blitz. Jordan was open, but
well, 44 yards on the ground so far in this ball game. That comes on the heels of 20 yards against San Diego last week. Salisbury goes deep right side. Jake Reed is down there fighting for the ball. Glenn Milburn is back. Oh, that's a dandy punt by Newsom. Milburn at the 13. Pretty nifty return as he moves it out to the 30-yard line at 50. Becomes the winningest coach in NFL history. Our congratulations to him. And nobody's talking about firing Jack Pardee anymore.
no.
Houston wins big. And here's Rob Bernstein trying to get around the corner. It's 20-20, 5:47 remaining third quarter. If you joined us late, the
6 carries, 0 yards.
Wow. Second and 11. Blitz threat. It's coming. Elway reads it. Man coverage left side. Diving catch. Vance Johnson in front of Audrey McMillan. He did a terrific job of adjusting to the ball.
Yeah, you think these guys have played together before, huh? 9 years together. Bronco fans have seen this combination. Key is that Johnson can see the ball. McMillan can't see it, so Johnson can time his leap and take it off the top of McMillan's helmet.
First down at the 45-yard line.
But the key for Denver on that play is that they beat the blitz with a big pass play.
Second down, or rather second catch for Johnson. First and 10 at the 45. Play action. Elway wants to go deep and does. Wide open Derek Russell. Blown coverage by the Vikings. And Vincey Glenn, who plays a deep center field, had to come up and make the tackle. But that's a gain of 30.
Now that was Gary Zimmerman.
They hand it to the fullback, Del Pino. And Henry Thomas bowls him over.
So it's 35 times.
219 yards. Bernstein back in. Delayed blitz. The pass is complete to Shannon Sharp. Carl Lee with the tackle. Help from Fred Strickland. And that's 13 in a row.
Well, he goes to Johnson on the sidelines. He goes to Russell over the middle. Now he finds Sharp again. Offensive line is doing the job all of a sudden. And the Broncos are just rolling.
Well, you're right, Dan. It was a very quiet 12 and 13 in a row. So much made by us of the fact that Minnesota climbed back into the ball game.
Can't ever forget about number 7, and you can never forget about him in the second half, in particular the fourth quarter.
Goes right, throws it away. Third quarter of play. Pass cut by Bernstein. Slips the tackle and is dropped at the 9-yard line. Fred Strickland, number 53. 20-20 ball game. Corner blitz coming. Carlos Jenkins, the linebacker. Elway. Flag is down. Pass is caught by Arthur Marshall made the grab beyond the end line. There's also Jason Elam, a third-round draft pick from Hawaii. 27-yard field goal. Tommy Maddox will hold. Blocked. It's blocked. And it's Tim Irwin again.
And this one, he got up in the air for, too. 6'7".
With a blocked field goal and a blocked extra point. First down in a 20-20 ball game. And the carry goes over right tackle after the 23. 1:28 to go, third quarter.
That's where you use them. It's a game of inches.
Listen, I want you to report next summer 2 inches taller. That ball is hit. I think Mike Kroll got a hand on it, or on Salisbury's arm. Final minute, third quarter, out of the shotgun, Salisbury. Deep left side, and Dennis Smith comes over and levels Chris Carter. And Carter knew it was coming.
Yeah, he did, and he still almost made a one-handed catch. Salisbury is looking all the way to Carter. What that does is that brings Dennis Smith with the ball. There's the ball, there's Dennis Smith. You've got to keep those safeties from reading your eyes. You've got to look to the other side of the field, at least for an instant, just so that the safety can't get a beat on where you're throwing the ball.
And Chris Carter, in obvious pain, limps toward the Minnesota bench. Fourth down, new half. They picked up only 26 in the third quarter.
And the snowballs fly out of the south end.
They heard you.
Yeah, that's a good play by Tom White.
You bet.
That's a great call by the official, Tom White.
Remember the Monday night game? Thus far, none. That's a good sign. Newsom's punt is a good one. Milburn at the 35. And Jake Reed missed a tackle. Flew right by Glenn Milburn. 32 seconds to go, third quarter. Play action. Elway with time, deep right side into double coverage, and it's tipped away by Carl Lee. Nibba has struggled since then. Second and 10. Short set this time. Elway sliding trapped by Vance Johnson. No catch.
And that's Elway's worst pass of the day, and it came...
Tillman comes in now as a wide receiver for the Broncos, number 87. On third and 10. Motion left side. Vance Johnson. Third and 15. Del Pino is in the backfield. And the stunts by the Minnesota defense. Elway rolls to his right, lets it go right side, intercepted by Carl Lee. He threw it right in the arms of number 39. Into the right flat. Jordan turned upfield before he had possession of Jordan 6.
And Salisbury's cooled off considerably.
254 yards at the half. 26 in this quarter. Until now. Barry Ward, who doesn't catch many, makes the grab. On first down and 10, Barry Ward sneaks to the left side and is hammered by Dennis Smith. He's playing with all the enthusiasm of a 5-year vet, isn't he?
Yeah, and his skills have not diminished at all, Vern.
Where have I heard that recently?
You know, that in talking to him, he still bristles at the fact that a lot of people call the Broncos a finesse football team. Well, they may be small and quick, which sometimes equates to being finesse, but there's nothing finesseful about number 49.
Second and 11. Second play of the final quarter. Sean Salisbury for Anthony Carter. It'll be third and 11. Tyrone Braxton was covering on the play.
That was an interesting job of Salisbury trying to look the coverage off that time. Remember earlier, just in the last possession, he kind of hung out Chris Carter to dry by throwing up a lollipop and letting Dennis Smith come over and put a big hit on him. Carter might have talked to him on the sideline and say, hey, man, you got to look off those safeties a little bit.
Chris Carter is back in the lineup. He goes left. Roger Craig is in the backfield. The two safeties dance up. They're coming. Salisbury reads it and throws it behind Chris Carter. It's almost picked off. Incomplete pass. Bradford had it. Couldn't hang on.
Yeah, defensive guys up front, they like to use a lot of stunts, but sometimes they just don't work. Watch this one between Dronette and Mecklenburg. They just ran right into each other, and I would have to say that Mecklenburg was correct on the play, being that he's an 11-year vet and Dronette's only in his second year.
Well, Harry Newsom is on to punt for the 5th time. The Vikings waste excellent field position. They've got a 4th down at the 41. High, and a fair catch called by Glenn Milburn just inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. 14:06 remaining in regulation time. Wade Phillips' team gets back on offense. This
because they know what time it is. It's fourth quarter time.
Elway time. 1st and 10 at the 9. Elway is 27 to 30. Right side, Bernstein breaks a tackle, breaks another, and hurries out near the 20-yard line, a gain of 11 before Chris Dolman makes the stop. Bernstein now 7 for 11. That's his longest gain by 10 yards. Looks like he's going to be open all night. I'm sorry.
You're forgiven.
Okay. 1st down and 10. Oh, the fun spirit overcame me. Here's Bernstein again. At least I haven't said that Salisbury had a stake in the tumbler.
A Salisbury steak, if he had one, would be real cold. Second half, he's only 1 out of 10. 43 yards after having such a fantastic first half. This is Chris Dolman on the sidelines, and you wonder, he's getting his left shoulder worked on, but he's also breathing pretty hard.
2nd and 8. 12:54 to go. Elway. Pass is caught by Bernstein, but that's just a couple of yards out near the 25-yard line. James Harris is in the lineup for Chris Dolman.
And he's working against Gary Zimmerman. Zimmerman's pretty smooth, though. Good footwork and then good power. And just keeps young James Harris about 5 yards away from the quarterback. That's called a pretty good comfort zone for John Elway.
Denver, as you pointed out, Dan, is #1 in the NFL on 3rd down conversions on both sides of the football. They are averaging 48% 3rd down conversions, but they're only 2 of 8. 3 of 8 today. 3rd and 6.
Too much time. Another penalty. This one you can hang right.
Dolman back in. Barker gets to Elway. And remember the graphic on the number of times Elway is sacked and the effect it has on the team. That's the 3rd sack today.
And what's going to bring up is real good field position for the Minnesota Vikings. There we have that statistic. They've only won 12 games when they've been sacked 3 times.
It was the Raiders who got to John Elway 7 times in a game here earlier this season. Here's Ruin's punt. Dulliford grabs it at the 50, and the Minnesota Vikings have good field position with a 1st down and 10 at the 40-yard line. A 40-yard punt, a 10-yard return. Sean Salisbury, and the Vikings have scored the last 17 points.
Those 2 block kicks, Vern, directly results in this tie ball game at 20-20.
Salisbury gets the snap. Rush coming from Simon Fletcher. Salisbury lets it go and throws it away. It was Fletcher, number 73, who chased Sean Salisbury over to the left side. Second time now that the Vikings, second time in the last 2 possessions, that they have been at the Denver 40-yard line.
And it's really important for these guys to do exactly what they're doing. Have a few cups of water, sit on the bench and rest. They've held Denver without a score the last 7 possessions, but this game ain't over. It's Elway time late in the 4th quarter when they're really going to have to play.
Roger Craig goes left and gets 4. How significant, Dan, for the visiting team does the altitude become in the 4th quarter here?
It's deadly, Vern, especially to the bigger guys. You look at the Vikings now in their huddle. They've only been out for a couple of plays on this possession, but they're already breathing hard. And when you have these cold temperatures, you can see the breath coming out. And you look at the Broncos, and it's a whole lot different. They're just not breathing as hard.
It's 28 degrees. It's also 3rd and 6. Salisbury, right side. Big catch by Chris Carter. First down. Minnesota at the 21.
They got the first down, a photographer and a cheerleader as he went out of bounds for big 3rd down conversion. He's in the slot on the left side of the screen, just goes down and out, perfect protection. Then he turns up, gets out of bounds, and takes down a photographer and a cheerleader hard.
That's a gain of 14 yards. We'll check on the photographer and the cheerleader. Here's Roger Craig. Moves it left side and then is shoved backwards as he gets inside the 20. And we near the 10-minute mark. Remember how both teams passed the ball with such ease in the first half. Salisbury had 254 yards and Elway 152. And the numbers for both have diminished.
Yeah, big drop off of almost 200 yards from Salisbury in Minnesota. The thing he's got to be careful now is don't force the ball. Don't risk the interception.
On 2nd and 7, Salisbury looks in the end zone, fires it, has a man open, and it was much too hard. Chris Carter had gotten free of Dennis Smith.
That's one thing Carter does so well is find open areas in the back of the end zone. He almost treats it like a, in the baseball, the warning track. He'll look down at the field, he'll see where he is on the field, and then he'll wait at the last moment and try to make the catch. Tremendous weapon, Chris Carter, when you get down inside the red area.
37. Anthony Carter goes left. Kadri Ismail's in the lineup. He comes to the right. Salisbury looks left the whole way. And the pass is incomplete. Ronnie Bradford knocked it loose, number 23.
That's a heck of a play by Bradford. Looked like Anthony Carter was going to make this catch. And maybe Bradford was there just an instant too soon. But that was in super slow motion. So to the naked eye, the timing was perfect.
Now Rivas to put the Vikings on top for the first time. 35 yards away. Harry Newsom will hold. That's perfect. And the Minnesota Vikings have scored 20 unanswered points. Rivas knocked
in almost 28 minutes.
Derek Russell and Milburn of the deep men. That chases Milburn way back into the end zone and come out to the 20-yard line. Well, the key play on the last drive was a 3rd down catch made by Chris Carter.
They had only completed 3 out of 10 on 3rd down conversions, but this was a big one that resulted in the 3-point field goal by Rivas. But Chris Carter continues to make big plays. Remember, he was shaken up earlier in the first half, in the second half rather, when that big hit from Dennis Smith. Pressure clutch kick though by Rivas made it easily.
Out of the shotgun now. Here come the Broncos on 1st and 10. Screen pass. Caught by Bernstein. Walker's in front. He hurdles and moves it out to the 31-yard line before Fred Strickland makes the tackle. That's a gain of 11.
Now Bernstein's going to have a lot of fun talking to Vincey Glenn because earlier in the game he lowered his shoulder and hurt his shoulder. And this time when the two meet, Vincey goes real low and Bernstein goes over the top. Really a talented athlete, Rod Bernstein, 6'3", 245, has that type of ability for a big man.
And a first down after the catch by Bernstein. 1st and 10. Left side, Vance Johnson. Audrey McMillan up to make the stop at the 35-yard line, and the clock shows 8:22 remaining. Well, how often has he done it? 31 times in the 4th quarter.
And today he'll be challenged by the 3rd best defense in the NFL in a real classic defense that rushes just 4 men primarily and drops off 7 in an umbrella type of zone defense.
2nd down and 6. And the catch is made by Shannon Sharp for a first down at the 48-yard line.
It seems like every time the Vikings blitz, Elway burns them. They cannot afford to blitz John Elway. He just sees the field too well. He sees the blitz coming and knows exactly where he wants to go to Sharp. And it's a first down for the Orange team.
Gain of 13 in the last play. Elway has thrown for 263 yards now. Vikings haven't given up 300 yards passing since 1991. Here's the sweep to the right side. Bernstein cuts it up, gets a block, moves the 245, and Bensy Glenn makes the tackle. Viking player down at the 48-yard line. It's Fred Strickland. A 24-yard gain by Bernstein.
And it was because of a key block on the kickout by Robert Del Pino, number 39. And then we are going to get an example of a Viking player being tired. Watch Culpepper, 77, not strong enough to bring down Rod Bernstein, and perhaps a little bit tired. That's one of the many effects of playing here in Mile High Stadium.
Fred Strickland, who has been very active today, and he will walk off without assistance. A 24-yard gain by Bernstein. That's his long for the year, and it gives him 37 yards on 9 carries now.
And the Broncos are starting to run the ball a little bit more on this drive.
7:05 remaining in the ball game. Four-man rush, draw play. Del Pino goes right. Had a block from Russell Freeman over there. And Todd Scott makes the tackle, number 38.
A lot of time left, but already the Broncos are well within Jason Elam's range. You talked about that 54-yarder he got against San Diego. That, of course, is his career long, but he's 8 for 8 inside of 30 yards.
Reggie Rivers comes into the backfield, replacing Del Pino now on second down. Or rather, Bernstein. Del Pino is in the lineup. Here's Elway. Flush, goes right, fires deep toward the end zone. Knocked away at the goal line. Carl Lee, number 39, makes the defensive play.
This classic battle between Zimmerman and Dolman. Zimmerman's going to win this one just in the nick of time. He brings Dolman down, and then it's an outstanding play on the outside by Carl Lee, cutting inside of Vance Johnson, who's begging for a flag, not going to get one.
Bernstein back in now with Del Pino on 3rd down and 7. Elway comes left, got him. John Randall.
And what that does is that makes Jason Elam go back to his limit. That will bring up a field goal of about 54 yards.
It won't bring up the field goal. They're bringing Tom Ruin on.
Interesting. 4th sack of the game for Minnesota. And it's John Randall picking up his 6.5. And now Elam comes back out on the field.
Ruin went out, then came back, and Elam is in there.
Now they're going to have to burn a timeout now. They don't have a holder out there, Vern. Tommy Maddox didn't even have his helmet.
But it's the Vikings who call timeout. Tim Irwin has blocked 2 today. 52 yards to tie the ball game. That's got enough. It's good! Officially call it. Shaken up, gets up. Brian Billick, the offensive coordinator for Dennis Green, sends the Minnesota Viking offense on the field. They have not played well in the 4th quarter this year. They've given up 30 points in each of the last 2 ball games. Up the middle it goes to Roger Craig. And Shane Durnett makes the tackle.
And in each of those last 2 games, they held the lead in the 4th quarter and lost both games.
Had a big lead at one time at home to Detroit. last week led 17-16 to San Diego going into the fourth. And they led 23-20 until a few moments ago. 5:14 to go and counting. Charlie Waters, the defensive coordinator of the Denver Broncos. 2nd and 7. Play action. Salisbury. Carter is all by himself. There was an obvious mix-up, and here goes Chris Carter across the 50, down to the 40, and finally tackled at the 30-yard line. 55-yard gain, blown coverage by the Broncos. Gain. Here's Craig coming right. And he's down to the 26. 4:10 remaining in regulation play.
This is really where the Vikings have to run the ball. They have to run it to take.
2nd down. 3:38 remaining in regulation play. Craig, nothing. Following this game, except on the West Coast and Mountain time zones. Salisbury, deep right side, incomplete pass, threw it away. Vikings back on top. He's done it. 43-yard field goal. This will be Glenn Milburn at the 1. To the 26. The tackle made by Dave Garnett. Elway and company come back on the field. More room to work with. And the Broncos do have all 3 timeouts left. Screen pass, left side. Good move by Milburn. He gets it out to the 32-yard line.
Well, you got a feel for Carlos Jenkins.
Across the middle. That one's caught at the 40-yard line on 2nd down. It'll be a 1st and 10. And we are nearing the 2 minutes, 50 minutes tonight.
Can't wait.
1st and 10. 26-23, Minnesota. Elway left side. Vance Johnson is tipped away by Audrey McMillan, and he draws a flag. And that flag comes from an official who really was not in very good position to make that call. Wow.
Yeah, that was made by Paul Betts, the back judge, and Vincey Glenn is irate and ought to be real careful here. He might get a further penalty here. What they're going to call is that McMillan had his left arm on Johnson as he reached across with the right hand to knock it down.
Pass interference. Number 26 defense. 1st down.
And watch McMillan's left hand here on the back of Johnson. And that little push got the flag, and that's a real questionable pass interference call. 2 in the last 3 games against the Vikings.
1st down at the 49-yard line. Elway deep right side. Incomplete. Carl Lee was covering. And a flag is thrown in the offensive backfield. We may get a roughing the passer call. And as a result, a 1st down at the 36. They're already within Elam's range. Elway scrambles, pulls up, drills it to Johnson. He's tackled at the 29. 1:43 remaining.
Now, you know one thing, the Vikings are not going to blitz Elway. They're going to rush these 4 very tired down linemen and just play zone behind it.
On 2nd down, Elway looks right, flips it out for Shannon Sharp. It's incomplete. That stops the clock with 1:23 remaining.
And just as I say, they're not going to blitz him, they blitzed him. Jack Del Rio came right up the middle, adding 5 men to the pass rush. And what that does is that means there's only 5 men to block those 5, trying to get some type of advantage along that defensive front. But those guys are really breathing hard down there.
It's 3rd down. 1:23 to go. 3-point lead for the Vikings. Del Pino and Bernstein are with Elway in the backfield. They hand it off. It's Robert Del Pino to the 26-yard line. I don't think that's enough for the 1st down. We'll see where the spot is. Carlos Jenkins with the tackle. And the Broncos trailing by 3.
Now Elway's thinking touchdown.
High snap. He gets rid of it. And Glenn Milburn has it at the 30. and will hurry out of bounds. There's a flag down back at the point.
Denver more than Minnesota.
Newsome back again. 10-man front for the Broncos. Here they come. And Newsome sends it high and deep. Milburn bobbles the ball. Vikings recover. Carlos Jenkins has it. You can't advance a muff. Minnesota takes over on the muff recovery.
And a rough day for Glenn Milburn as he, as you said, muffed that one and fumbled the previous time the Broncos had the ball. But he is a rookie, and rookies are prone to make those type of mistakes.
For Wade Phillips, his team will fall to 5-4, and a mini winning streak of 2 games comes to an end. A mini losing streak for Sean Salisbury and the Vikings comes to an end. They go to 5-4.
Vikings seem to be one of those rare teams that plays better on the road than they do at home.
Dennis Green. And the Minnesota Vikings come to Mile High and do what is extremely difficult. Win here as a visiting team. 26-23 the final. Minnesota